Hey everybody, it's Mark again. I got this clock here. My sister gave it to me. I typically don't like battery operated clocks, but this one's pretty cool. Here's the movement itself. I'm not for sure who makes it. I have not found a maker on it yet. The motor was made in Japan, but what you do, you put this little piece right here on it, which goes on this pen right here. And nothing happens until you put the motor on. And when I say nothing happens, this thing's got a magnet to it. Don't know if I can make it work. It works when you add it to this movement. You see it starting to spin around. This coil right here, has got an end piece to it. That end piece will hit this lever right here, and that's how the clock works. If I could put it all back together. I'm going to see if you could see it as I put the motor on. You see it starting to spin? I don't know why. I'm not an engineer. Doesn't spin like that, but when you turn it upside down, it spins. Upside right, it doesn't spin. Turn it like this, it does spin. And so when you put it in the movement, that coil is going to catch that piece. If I do it right. And you should be able to see the gears turning. And you will see this scaling wheel turning when it's positioned properly. When it goes back into the clock, the scaling wheel should operate properly. It's got these little pieces here to hold the movement in place. And I'm going to have to do this off camera because they're extremely tiny. We used to use something like this. They were paper fasteners. And the two ends spread. This one spreads this way. This one spreads this way. And I don't know if you can see it. There's a gap in between. Anyway, they're extremely tiny. And that's what holds the motor in place. You should see the gap now. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in, spread them over, so stand by. There you can see I got this one spread over, and I already got this one on. But like I said, it reminds me of those paper things that we used to use to hold paper together. And for some reason, sometimes this thing stops, and I don't understand why it's stopping. It's a fresh battery in it. When it works, it's pretty cool. Let's see if you can see this. But there's this lever right here. And it works when I turn it like this. But when I turn it up, it quits working until I press that lever in. See, now I'm pressing the lever in and it's working. So that lever has to be pushed in. Why? Again, I'm not an electrical engineer. But there's nothing on that back side that pushes that in. So I'm going to have to put something back there that pushes it in. Like I said, it quits until I push that lever in. And the lever can only be pushed in so much. If I push it all the way in, it stops and then it plays. It stops and then it plays. It stops. But if I only push it in part way, does the same thing. But anyway, the lever has to be pushed in. This lever right here. Of course, my battery has to be connected also. Anyway, I'm going to put it together and push that lever in somehow, and then hang it up on the wall. Maybe y'all could tell me more about this clock and this movement. It is pretty cool. But I'm not a battery clock person. Don't understand them. I might have made a video on this clock before, but it's an Ingraham clock, and I didn't like the way it was designed, so I put a hole in, but I put the hole in the wrong spot, because what I want is to be able to see this when the movement is in the case. So I'm going to put another hole in my clock. So now I can see the escapement wheel while this thing's in the case. I also took my pliers and bent this down, which makes it run. I couldn't hear this thing when it wasn't, when it was in the case, and I couldn't see whether it was working or not, so now I can. So now I'm gonna put the screws in and put it all together. Stand by. If you look in that hole, you can see that it's up and running. Hopefully you can see it. Anyway, it's up and running. It's back together. And we're gonna hang it on the wall. I hope y'all like this. Again, it's an Ingraham clock with a Japan motor in it. Please leave me comments. And God bless each and every one of you.